In this video, we'll discuss about Angular pipes. So why we are using the pipes? Okay, so let's consider one scenario. The scenario is, suppose you are calling a API and you are getting a data, but that data is not user friendly. You need to transform that data. For example, as you can notice here, this one. Uh, Suppose you are getting a data like this one server uh, and there are array and array having the object and object having one property called name. Now you want to show that name into the UI. Okay, but if you will show that name, then since name can be very long or some name can be very short, so if you will show the long name, then the interface is not good, looks good. Okay, you can notice that it's not looks good, it's not very user friendly. So you need to transform that data. It means the interface should be very clear. So how you can make it? So here you can make it like after the 5 character you can put the 3 dot. Okay, so in this way the structure will be looking good. So if you will notice that if you will after the maybe 5 character or 10 character or maybe 3 character, you can show 3 dot if the name is very long, or maybe description. Let's say description. Name is not very good example here, so you can say a description. So description, so let's remove it and write it the description. So here you can notice that I have changed it to the description. Now I also need to replace it here. So server.name, instead of writing this name we can write a DEC. So it suggests a description property, right? Now you are getting a data. So description is very long description and you don't want to show very long description. So after the 5 character there will be 3 dot. Okay, so that user can understand that it's a very long description. So it means they are not getting the whole description. If they want, then they can do other thing, or maybe you can provide a tool tips. Okay, or maybe info icon, so that when someone will click that info icon, then detail they can read, all the description they can read. But you cannot show all the description like this, means whatever description you are getting, because interface will be very it will not looks good. Now you can notice one website which is the World Gyan, and on that particular website you can notice there is the written read full article. It means you can some of the article their description you can see here, and if you want to know detail about it, if you are interested to this post, then you can read a whole article by clicking the read full article. Okay, similarly like this. So all are very in the structured manner. Okay, so you also your requirement is something like this. So after certain character you can show a 3 digit 3 dot, or maybe info icon, or maybe you can show in through the tooltips. Tooltips is nothing but one kinds of like pop-ups you can say, or one bar will get open notification type, where you can see if you will try to hover, then you will able to see all the description. So there are the various other way to deal with this. In this way your structure will also be good. Okay, so what is the option available, how you can deal with this scenario? So you may say that, hey, it's very simple, whatever data you are getting from after API call, just you can convert it into your desired data. Okay, it means what? It means that suppose you are getting a data like this and description is very long, after the 5 character you want to put 3 dot, then you can write one function and you can pass the data, and suppose on that particular function, if you want to put 3 dot after the 5 character, then you need to pass another argument 5, and then description, means for which property you want to change the data, desired data or maybe user friendly data. Okay, so you can provide their property, and in this way you can write a logic there on that particular function, and they will return data, and that data you can display over in here into the DOM. But again, you will say it's very simple, but suppose the same scenario, there are the 5 or 10 different component you have in the Angular application. Then what you will do? Each time you need to write like a function, and you need to put the logic, you need to pass the like the data, or on what property you want to do, something like that. And it means lots of work. If there are the 10 different component, then for each of this component you need to write these things. So it is very lengthy and it seems very problematic. Okay, you cannot reuse. You can reuse in this particular component, but you cannot use in any other component. So you may say that, hey, we have another option. If you want if I want to use in other component as well, so we can write one service, and on that particular service we can write a method, and everyone can communicate with this service. But again, friends, it's having the dependency. You need to uh, inject that dependency, that service in the component, and then you need to call the function, and you need to convert the data. Again, there are lots of work. However, work is reduced. You can reuse the function method, because you created a service, and service with the help of service we can reuse. So this is the way, but how we also have a other option as well, like wherever you are displaying the data, you can call a function. Suppose you are displaying a data here, then you can call a function which is, suppose that sort. In the sort you can let's say sort. Okay, this is a function, and you need to pass that description as an argument, and whatever function will return, that will be displayed here. But friends, try to understand here. Here I have called one function which is the sort, and on that sort, if you look at the sort, I am returning one text world gyan, and that world gyan is actually appearing, because whatever you will return it, you can get it. So it means whatever data you are passed, you can collect it through the parameter, and you can convert it into the desired user friendly data, whatever in what manner what you data want to display. So very easily you can do. But again, all are seems very problematic. It's not very problematic, but we have a better option. We have another better option. So why not look at that option as well? So Angular provides a pipes. Pipes is very better option. It means you can reuse the code as well. You can reuse to all different component. No need to write it into, no need to create a service, and then the method you need to inject it, and then you need to call the function. You will convert the data into the desired format, and then you will use. So it's not very simple. Okay, it means lots of work you have to do. However, you are able to reuse the code, it's fine, but again it's not you already have a better solution. Okay, the solution is very simple, which is the pipes. So you have to do one thing. You have to write here the pipe symbol. For example, here I am writing here the pipe. Just you need to put this pipes, and then you need to write the name of this pipe. So what the pipes name it have? It means that you are calling one function. So you need to provide the name of the function, what function you are calling, and then you also need to pass the argument. Similarly, here in the pipe, after this symbol, pipe symbol, you need to write the pipe's name. So suppose I am writing here the shorten. I am writing here the pipe's name. So let's say here I am writing shorten. Okay, remember one thing, I already created one pipes. I will also discuss about these things, how you can create, but for now I already created shorten, and I am passing this argument, you can say a 5. So after the 5 character there are 3 dot. If you will pass here the 7, then after the 7th character you can see a 3 dot. Okay, so you can create a pipes here. So now it is very simple, just you need to call a pipes and then you need to pass the argument, and based on that you are getting a data, means data you can transform it, and this transformed data you are displaying into the DOM. So amongst all of these possible options, pipes seems very easy and very you can reuse it as well, because in any of this component if you want to use, very easily you can do with the help of the pipes, and there are no much work you have to do, just you need to put the uh, here pipe symbol and then name of this pipe, and if you want to pass any argument then you can pass it. It's very simple. So friends, Angular already provides some of the inbuilt pipe, okay, because uh, this is very useful. So by default Angular provides some of the pipes, but sometimes you need to write your custom pipes, because Angular don't know all the requirements. Sometimes it's a very logical, it's depend upon the projects. So based on that you can create a pipes and you can reuse it. Okay, so let's try to understand some of the important pipes provided by the Angular. Okay, so the one pipe is very important is the async pipe. You will use async pipe uh, in Angular at the lots of place. In the lots of place you can use the async pipe in Angular. Okay, it's very famous. So what they will do, what the async pipe will do. So friends, whenever you are getting a data from the API, maybe you are getting as a observable, you have to subscribe it, because if you will use the HTTP clients for calling the API, then it's returned observable. So observable, it means what? It means you have to subscribe it. Without subscribing you will not get a data. So for you have to subscribe it, and then you need to get a data, you can store it any of this variable, and then you can show to the DOM. So this process you need to apply in order to show into the DOM, or maybe promise. If you are using promise, then once the promise will get settled by resolve or reject, then you need to use the then method, and if the promise will get resolved, then you can collect the data and you can store it into any of this variable, and then you can show into the DOM. So again, in case of the observable, in case of promise, in both of the scenario you need to put many of efforts. Okay, you have to put lots of effort. So you can also reduce these things with the help of the async pipes. Async pipes created by the Angular, they already done the thing. You just need to use this async, that's it. Whatever wherever you will write async, then that observable will be automatically subscribed, or if you are using the promise, then then method will get called. So whenever your promise will get settled, you will get a data and you can show to the user, right? In the similar case, observable as well. But remember, observable can emit maybe object, or they can emit array or string or number, anything. So based on that you need to write a logic, because array you cannot show like this, or object you cannot show like this.